Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio. So today, we need to take a little bit of a look at Brilliant Stars. You see, ladies and gentlemen, Brilliant Stars, the pre-releases will be starting this coming weekend. We are very, very close to the release of Brilliant Stars, so it's time, before we get to that, to sit and take a look at exactly what we know and what the set looks like. And I'm going to tell you now, straight off the bat, this is a set that looks really good, and I am very, very excited about. Now, the good news is there are a bunch of things we know for absolute certain. So, when it comes to Pokemon VMAXs, we know that there are exactly 3 of them, and we know exactly what the 3 of them are. So we know that we are going to be getting Kingler VMAX from the 100 start decks over in Japan. We know we are going to be getting Aggron VMAX from the 100 start decks over in Japan. And we know that we are going to be getting Mimikyu from the 100 start decks over in Japan. As far as I'm concerned, that's a given at this stage, okay? Because, well, we've been told. We were literally told, hey, there are 3 VMAX in the set, here they are. And then they got released over in Japan. As I've explained in a bunch of previous videos, I am absolutely convinced that there won't really be any new VMAXs. This is the end of VMAXs. Obviously, there was that promo Pikachu that was released over in Japan as a promo in a magazine or a comic. So we do need to get that one at some point. But that's a random one-off promo. Expect VMAXs to be done. Similarly, we know that there are exactly 4 V-Star in the set, and we know what those 4 V-Star are. So with the initial reveal, we got Arceus and Charizard, and we have since seen an official English scan of Shaymin, and although we don't have an English scan, and that makes me very sad for the moment, we have seen Whimsicott as well. For what it's worth, I did do a video the other day where I ranked all the V-Star, the ones from Brilliant Star and the 4 promos, so if you want to know my thoughts on all of them a bit more in depth, please go and check them out. Long story short, Arceus is amazing, I like Shaymin and Charizard, I don't like Whimsicott. Not even really a little bit. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. So we know all of that, and that's all nice and standard, and we've known that for a little while. Outside of that, what we're really doing here is we are bringing in the new cards from the 100 start decks over in Japan. There were not a huge amount of them, but there were some. We're bringing in the new cards from VMAX Climax. Again, there weren't a huge amount, but there were some. And we are bringing in the Japanese set Starbirth, which is, really the bulk of Brilliant Stars. And those 3 things from over in Japan are being mashed together into the set that we're calling Brilliant Stars. So we got the 3 VMAXs, we got the 4 V-Star, and that is about it in terms of your chase cards like that. There are a bunch of other Pokemon V coming. I mean, Luminion is pretty gosh darned relevant. Luminion is the one that has the exact same ability that Tapu Lele had back in the day, and it's going to be an absolute powerhouse. It is going to be an absolute powerhouse. It is over the top crazy good. We all, of course, saw Tapu Lele when it was released in that Celebrations in the Classic Collection, which was really kind of cool. We like Tapu Lele. It was a great card back in the day. It is going to be a great card here. That's pretty much guaranteed. I know it's Luminion now, but it's basically the same thing. Similarly, we can also see that we are getting both Raikou and Entei, and they are just Suicune. And okay, fine, the HP and retreat cost are slightly different. Yeah. And it's fair to say that, instead of being water colourless, it's fire colourless or lightning colourless. But really, it's the same card. And we've all seen that Suicune is one of the best cards in the game at the moment. Suicune is absolutely brilliant, seeing a whole bunch of play and a whole bunch of success. So Raikou and Entei coming along are absolutely going to be just as good and just as relevant. And that is absolutely lovely. Also worth pointing out that Zamazenta V is coming. Zamazenta V's got that amazing ability, lets you discard your hand and draw 5 cards. It ends your turn, but it's one of those whereby it doesn't really matter because you're using this if you've got nothing else and you desperately need to go do some drawing. So it's going to be a really good option just if you need it. It's there. And that's really kind of interesting and amazing and lovely. And then there are some other cards we've seen which are very, very relevant. Double Turbo Energy. That's that double colourless energy. It does mean you do 20 less damage with your attacks, but the ones that use it are not going to care. Magma Basin is going to be great for Fire decks, accelerates energy at the expense of a couple of damage counters. And we do know that we are getting Professor Rowan, or I should say Professor's Research Rowan, and we're getting Cyrus, or should I say Boss's Orders Cyrus. And these are extremely relevant because they have Regulation Mark F, not Regulation Mark D. So those Professor's Research and Boss's Orders cards that we've been using since they came around in Sword and Shield Base and in Rebel Clash, they are going to be around for another 2 years. That is a very, very, very big deal indeed, ladies and gentlemen. That is extremely important. I mean, there's plenty of other little cards here and there which seem kind of cool. I'm a big fan of the Empoleon, that if it's in your discard pile and you've got an empty hand, you can play it on the bench and draw 3 cards. Clearly, that's kind of fun. And I'm a huge fan of the combination of Honchkrow V, that can have 4 tools attached to it, and Pachirisu, that does damage dependent on how many tools you've got attached to all of your Pokemon. Plus, come on, check out that amazing artwork on Pachirisu. I don't know if they're necessarily the best cards in the set, but they are among the ones I am most excited for, which is rather lovely. Oh yeah, I should probably also give a quick shout out to Ultra Ball coming back. That is one of the very best cards in the entire game. Discard any 2 cards from your hand, then search for any Pokemon. It's absolutely brilliantly, amazingly, brokenly busted, and will be a staple in every deck moving forward, pretty much. And Choice Belt is going to be coming back. That lets you do an extra 30 damage when you're attacking Pokemon Vs. Although there's no limitation on who exactly can use it, that is again going to be an absolutely phenomenal card, which is going to make a huge, huge impact on the game. That is one you really need to be looking out for. There are plenty of other cards which are coming in the set, but I think they are probably, and let me know in the comment section if I've missed anything obvious, they are probably the most relevant ones for everybody. Sure, I could tell you again how excited I am for the Wormadam deck. That's the one that does more damage depending on how many Pokemon you've got in your discard pile. It's my kind of deck, but I'm not sure how many people are hyper excited about the Wormadam deck. Now, the thing is, because we know all of that, we can also have a pretty good guess as to exactly which cards are going to be in there in terms of the secret rares. So, for instance, we know that Charizard V is in, so we can be pretty gosh darn sure that the full art and special art of Charizard V are going to be in the set, which is kind of cool. Similarly, with Lumineon in the set, we can be pretty sure that the full art and special art of Lumineon are in the set. With Arceus in the set, we can be pretty sure that the full art and special art of Arceus will be in there. And with Honchkrow in the set, we can be pretty gosh darn sure that the full art and alternate art of Honchkrow will be in the set. For what it's worth, I don't think Lumineon is actually 100% confirmed like Charizard, Honchkrow and Arceus are. But come on, ladies and gentlemen. It's a given at this stage. And if you're thinking, well, hang on a second, Wassy, that's only 4 alternate arts, Charizard, Lumineon, Honchkrow, and Arceus. Yeah. And I'm not expecting any more. Now, there will be character rares, we'll talk about them in a moment. But in terms of the special arts we've been having since Battle Styles, this really does seem to be all that we're actually going to be getting in the set. It is also worth pointing out that with the Pikachu from the 100 start decks being taken out and being put in its own box, it is overwhelmingly likely, and at this stage pretty much guaranteed, that the full art of that Pikachu will be in the set. Speaking of which, and this is going to be a chase card, Marnie. There is a new Marnie, Marnie's Pride, which is in the 100 start decks, so it means it kind of has to be in Brilliant Stars, and the full art of Marnie will be in there. That's a pretty gosh darn big deal. Again, that's not yet confirmed, but come on. And similarly, we know that the new Cynthia card is going to be in the set, and because we know the new Cynthia, again, we don't know, but we know. Because the new Cynthia card is going to be in the set, that means we are going to be getting full art Cynthia, which should also end up being a little bit of a chase card. That should be one we are absolutely expecting. Oh yeah, and don't forget we're going to be getting the Gold Ultra Ball and the Gold Arceus as well. Because again, we know Arceus in the set, we know Ultra Ball's in the set. Or I don't think we actually know that, but we know that. So that's going to be pretty gosh darn good. Those are other cards which are going to be very, very sought after indeed. Oh, and Full Art Gloria. Full Art Gloria ended up basically being the most sought-after set from VMAX Climax, which we didn't see coming initially. So it's really kind of cool that we are now getting Full Art Gloria here. This is really rather lovely, and I, for one, am very excited. Again, that's not 100% confirmed, but it might as well be at this stage, quite frankly. It's coming. We all know it's coming, because it was in VMAX Climax. And we know VMAX Climax is in here, and if we're getting the regular, we kind of have to get the full art as well. Now, the big question here is basically what's going on in terms of the character rares and character super rares. And the fact of the matter is, we have some that are confirmed, and outside of that, and some that are as good as confirmed. And outside of that, it's not really a good idea at this stage to start speculating. So we have had confirmation, actual proper scans and confirmation of Ariados, Zekrom, and Alchemy, Alchemy being the best of them, and then of Boltund V being a character super rare. At this stage, that is pretty much guaranteed. There are a couple of others which we can as good as say are in there. So for instance, we know that Mimikyu is new in the set. Mimikyu VMAX is new in the set, so we have to be getting Mimikyu V and VMAX in the set. So if we didn't get the Mimikyu VMAX and Mimikyu V character rares, that would be extremely weird and extremely strange, so I think that's basically a given at this stage. It's how we knew Alchemy was going to be in the set before we were told, because Alchemy is a new card in the set, so they kind of had to put it in there. Unfortunately, that is about the best we can do in terms of prediction, so sorry about that. But again, it's not confirmed. Saying confirmed would be wrong, but from everything we know, it is as good as confirmed. I really want to know which other character super rares and character rares are going to be in the set. That would make me very happy. I suppose at this point we have to wait and see and cross our fingers it doesn't take too long. If nothing else, we know that Brilliant Stars is shaping up to be a great set. For collectors, we've got the introduction of V-Stars, we've got some alternate arts, and we've got some character rares and super rares, which is amazing. And for players, we've got cards like Arceus V-Star, Luminion, Ultra Ball, and a whole bunch of others, which are definitely going to be shaking up the format. Make no mistake about it, no matter how you interact with the Pokemon trading card game, whether you're a player, collector, whatever, Brilliant Stars is going to be, if you pardon my pun, brilliant. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. When we get to pre-release at the weekend, we will know for certain, and at that stage, I will bring you all the news you need to know. For now, I want to know what you're looking forward to in terms of Brilliant Stars. I want to know everything you're excited about. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.